Welcome to Star Citizen, and we will be taking a look at MISC Freelancer, the stock variant, the medium freight ship. Personally, I don't think it's the perfect role for it, but that's the role it's been given. There are several different variants of this ship, but we're mostly going to be focusing on the stock variant. We do have the Der, Max, and Miss. But this is just to give an overall understanding what is special about the stock variant. Only two ships here are made for freight, medium and heavy. The other two are expedition and combat. The stock variant is made special by having the most amount of health out of all of these ships. The weapons, dimensions, it all slightly varies between these ships. For example, the military variant has better stats, turn-wise I mean, and more rockets, while the cargo variant literally has bigger dimensions and more space. And of course the exploration one having the most amount of quantum fuel. They all vary a little to be more specific for their role. But we're gonna keep going with the freelancer variant, or the stock variant for that matter. Starting with its loadout. It does come with civilian grade C equipment, and actually quite decent weapons for that matter. And since all of its components are at least size 2, weapons being size 3, and of course the turret being size 2 as well, I have to say I really wouldn't change much of this loadout. Perhaps just go for the better shields, but seeing what my main focus with this ship is, I don't think I would even change those. Now, are these components good? No, but it's not a combat ship. I don't really need to improve upon these components. If I really want something, get a better power plant, and perhaps better shields. The weapons are rather close to top rate, and as I said, it's not really a combat ship. In PvE combat, this ship can handle. The size 2 shields will work fine against some light fighters. You don't really need to improve upon them. Now, on the other hand, it can be kinda hard to keep your aim on your target. But on the plus side, you do have a bit of the size 2 and size 3 rockets, which can cause quite a bit of damage to anyone or any NPC that may annoy you. Although this ship does have a turret for your friend to jump into, you can't really do much with it. It can't face front on the same target you are facing, plus it all kind of leaves your belly undefended. So it's not really a PvP ship. At least the turrets are your average type, as are the main guns of this ship. The damage probably isn't gonna be there, or yeah, you can't really get the angle with your friends. Plus that little piece of metal in the middle just utterly ruins the focus fire of a frontal target. So yeah, that's the big problem with this ship. Now, actually doing some freight with this ship, I wouldn't call it a bad idea, but I would rephrase this ship as not a medium freight, but light freight. If you manage to get all the Laranite, as I did, I actually managed to get here before one guy and grab the whole stock, or as much of the stock as my ship could fit. Yeah, was a fun day. Now, the payout is your average around 20k. It's not great, but I would consider it light freight because hey, 20k works. Then again, this was the Laranite run. You really shouldn't buy anything like titanium. That will make your run just painful. Unless you plan to use it up as a filler, like you have 10 slots or 10 units of space left and fill it up with that. Another viable option would be medical supplies. You can actually get those as well with this ship, and the payout will be pretty much the same, somewhere between the 20 and 30k. So far, this ship has been on your average side, or not even on the average, on the lower side of things. It's not good for combat, it's not great for hauling cargo, but what it does have is room. It's got space. Now, you could go for a bunker mission, of course, grab yourself some sets of armor, some weapons, store them all on your ship, or just store some corpses on your ship in general, but you can equally just go for the ROC, put that beast in the back, do some low flight, and go for the Hadanite. It's a decent ship for mining. Now the question is it as good as the Drake Cutlass Black? I would have to disagree. Drake Cutlass Black is more of this wider, more spacious ship, because the ROC in the MISC Freelancer is a really tight fit. It doesn't really fit any bigger vehicles, so it's not ideal for vehicle transport. My biggest concern with this ship is of course its turret and its angles. Its location is far in the back, so you can't really focus fire with the pilot, and yeah, you're stuck in that scenario. A bit disappointing is also the interior. There are 4 beds and 4 seats. I feel there's a lot of wasted potential or a lot of wasted room, which could have either given more cargo space or just a bigger resting area. Now, the ship is bulky and slow, so you really can't do much maneuvering or fast-paced maneuvering with it. It takes a while to bring down its speed, and it brakes for a long distance as well. You can feel it with some of these ships. I believe Constellation Andromeda is also one of those. You can really feel it. It's very slow, it's very heavy. While something like the Crusader Starlifter is a lot more nimble and agile. Now, it doesn't mean that this ship is bad in general. If you're gonna go for something like the cargo hauling, it's better to go for a specific role with this ship. Only thing this ship really has is space, but so do the other variants basically. They all work in their own way. But the stock variant is jack of all trades, but master of none. Can work for combat, it can work for cargo, but it's not ideal for neither. Personally, I really wouldn't suggest this ship unless you have a specific scenario where you know and plan to use it. Other than that, I would collect more crates and go for some specific type of ship. If medium freight would be profitable, this ship probably could work. But yeah, let's leave it at that. It's not a great ship. It's a ship that you might want to go for if you think you specifically need it for something, or you have a specific idea what to do with it. But if you're gonna do some cargo hauling, some fighting, there are other ships for that. It's just a jack of all trades. I wouldn't suggest it. I know I've said good things about the Titan. Titan is also kind of like the jack of all trades. But Titan is this small ship that can really do your box missions. It can really get you started and feel comfortable doing it. This one, it's just big enough. And there are other variants, other ships that are more useful, more combat capable, and offer basically the same scenario. They may have less space or units of space, but yeah, they will get the job done. I think most of us should avoid the stock variant because there are other variants of this ship that are more capable. I would even take the military variant. I mean, doing some bounties with a heap of rockets could do just fine. Exploration variant is also kinda in that same bracket, it just has more quantum fuel, so yeah, military or cargo transport, those are the 2 best probable scenarios for this ship. I don't know what else to say. It's not directly bad, but it's just not that good. Thanks for watching.